Prophet ﷺ wasn't born yet. His grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, had a dream. A silver necklace emerging from his own bag, stretching out across the earth and sky, east to west. Then it transformed into a tree of light, and people from all over the world reached out for it. When Abdul Muttalib inquired about what he saw, he was told, "You will have a grandson. Westerners and Easterners will hold great respect for him. The people of earth and heavens will glorify him." Even Mother Amina radiallahu anha had her own dreams too. During her pregnancy, she was told that the child that she carried is a future leader of an entire nation. Neither her nor Abdul Muttalib had seen him yet, but somehow they already knew who he was going to be. This is the story of how Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came to the world, and how even before his first breath, people around him could sense that something extraordinary was arriving. To understand how it all began, we start with his father, Abdullah radiallahu anhu. Abdullah radiallahu anhu was admired by everyone in Makkah, not just for his looks. He was a handsome young man in Makkah, but he was admired for his character too. Humble, kind, dignified. Women in Makkah were drawn to him. Some even proposed marriage outright, while others tried to tempt Abdullah radiallahu anhu with nasty proposals. He stayed upright throughout all of it, never compromising who he was. When it came time for Abdullah's father, Abdul Muttalib, to find a wife, he wasn't going to settle for just anyone. He found Amina bint Wahab, a woman of grace, purity, and noble lineage from the respected Zahran clan. The wedding wasn't loud or extravagant, no music, no big celebration, just a quiet, dignified ceremony that Makkans kept talking, and they would remember for its simplicity and grace. Not long after, Amina radiallahu anha became pregnant. The whole city was watching this couple with anticipation. Then life took a turn. Abdullah radiallahu anhu left with the trading caravan, a normal practice among the Arabs at that time. On the way back, he fell seriously ill in Yathrib, and there he passes away. He never made back home. When the news reached Amina radiallahu anha, her grief was immense, so was her faith. She carried on with patience, trusting in Allah's will, awaiting the birth of the child who would go on to change the world forever. And then, on a Monday morning, 12th Rabiul Awwal, Amina radiallahu anha gave birth to a baby boy. That boy was Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Amina radiallahu anha placed her newborn baby onto the arms of the grandfather Abdul Muttalib. He was overcome by joy. He went straight to the Kaaba to convey thanks, gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there he named the boy Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was such an unconventional, unusual choice of a name. Back then, it was a custom among the Arabs to name the newborns after the names of their paternal grandfather. So people obviously asked Abdul Muttalib why he chose such an unconventional name to his grandson. Abdul Muttalib answered, "I wish for this child to be praised by Allah from the heavenly world and by the creations of Allah from the earthly world." The name itself means the one who highly praised, the one who is highly praised, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it was the very name that given to Abdul Muttalib in that dream. The necklace, the tree of light, the promise that the people of earth and the heaven would glorify him. Now, back in Makkah, there was a custom. The newborns were sent to the desert to be nursed, away from their city's diseases, away from their mothers and the family, to grow stronger and to build the immunity faster. The most respected tribe for this was Banu Sa'd. And that's where Halimah radiallahu anha comes in. She was from the tribe of Banu Sa'd. Her family was in the middle of a drought. Her own baby was crying. She had no milk left at the moment to feed his own baby. Her camel was nearly dry. Her donkey could barely walk. Still, she traveled to Makkah anyway, desperate to find a child to nurse, because it was the only source of income their family had left. In her own words, Halimah explains the situation. She says, there was a drought and we ran out of all our resources. I needed to go to Makkah quickly to find a baby to nurse. I had the great donkey and a camel with almost no milk left in both of them. And my own baby was crying non-stop because I had no milk to feed him. When she arrived, every other woman had already picked up a baby. Only one was left, an orphan boy nobody wanted, because the orphans couldn't pay much. Halimah radiallahu anha almost walked away. Then something in her heart softened. She thought maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless us through this boy. With that hope, she reached out to the boy and picked him up. The small orphan boy nobody else wanted, and held him close. And as she placed him to her breast, not really expecting anything, something happened that she could never fully explain for the rest of her life. Her milk completely dried up the moment before began to flow. Not a trickle, not barely enough. It flowed freely, abundantly, as if it had never stopped at all. In her own words, Halimah says, as soon as I held the baby, my milk increased. Both my son and my baby had enough to drink. Even our camel, which had stopped giving milk, was suddenly full again. Our weak donkey became stronger and faster than all of the other donkeys. Her husband looked at her in disbelief, and he said, what a miracle. This boy has brought blessing to us. On their journey back to Banu Sa'd, their donkey, once the weakest among the group, outran everyone's, and their travel companions had to call out for them to wait, saying, what a miracle. Halimah is truly fortunate. Yes, Halimah, you are the most fortunate woman after Aminah radiallahu anha. The dream had promised that the world could come and glorify this child of Halimah's family. The blessings has already begun. The blessing followed Halimah's family for years. Their land turned green, their animals thrived, their whole household transformed. But there was one moment during those years that no one saw coming. A moment involving two strangers in white robes, and a mark that would come to this entire series on the life of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the mark that will be stayed with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam forever, which we will see in the second episode. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad.